So we'll see the next concept, part of amount invested in different rates. So far we saw the whole amount was invested in different rate percents or different period. So in this question, so the amount is given, a part of investment is invested in two different rates, and in this how to find the amount invested in each rate percent. So we'll see this with an example. So the question here is, some amount of rupees 8,000 was lent at 5% per annum and the remaining at 7% per annum. If the total simple interest from the total amount of 8,000 in 5 years was rupees 2,300, then find the sum lent at 7% per annum. So in this question, 8,000 is invested in two rate of interest. So one is 5%, the remaining in the 7% rate percent. So it is invested for the period of 5 years. So in both this interest, in both this rate percent, interest got is rupees 2,300, and we are asked to find the sum that is deposited at 7%. So earlier questions was a total amount was invested in two different rate percent. So using the 100 rupee method, so we found how to work out. So for this also we'll see how to use the 100 rupee method and making the work and make the working simple. So we'll see the working. So the total amount invested is rupees 8,000 and it is invested in two rate of interest, 5% and 7%. So we'll see how we'll proceed by the working. So total amount invested is rupees 8,000. Suppose if X amount is invested at 7% rate. So X amount invested at 7% rate. So in this what will be the interest? 7% of X. And total amount is given, and this is for a period of 5 years. So this amount X rate percent into 5. And what will be the remaining investment? So X is invested in 7%. So the remaining will be 8,000 minus X. Say if this amount is invested in 5% rate. And here also the period is 5 years equal to 5. So interest in both the rate of interest, so 7% and 5%, both added together. So it is rupees 2,300. So by solving this equation, we can find what is the amount deposited in 7%, or subtracting that from 8,000, we can find what is the amount deposited at 5%. But all this takes time to work out. So we'll see how to make this working simple using the same 100 rupee method. So instead of following the conventional method, here total amount is 8,000. So what is the interest for 8,000 in both the interest rates for 5 years? It is 2,300. So this interest is for 5 years. We'll find what is the interest is for 1 year for this 8,000. So dividing this with 5, so you get the interest for 8,000 for 1 year. So for 8,000, interest for 1 year is 460. So we'll see what will be the interest for 100 for 1 year. So that will give you the rate percent, which will be the mean rate percent between the both 5 and 7%. So multiplying this 560. So for 100, interest is 23 by 4, and further simplifying. So for 100 for 1 year, it is 53 by 4 interest. So using the 100 rupee method, we have got the interest rate for 100. So interest is 5 3 by 4 for 100. So the mean rate percent for both the rate percents is 5 3 by 4. So now instead of working all this, for 100 we have found the rate. Now using the alligation process, so which we have seen earlier, so to find the ratios, alligation process will be very handy to work out. So we can find the ratio of investment which is given in both the rate of interest. So writing the 5% here and 7% here. So you can write either 7 first or 5 first. So this is the highest rate of interest. So this is the lowest rate of interest. So we have worked according to this text. For 100 it is 5 3 by 4, which is the median rate of interest. So this is the median rate of interest. So now using the alligation process, that is by subtracting. So subtract the lowest value from the median. 5 3 by 4 minus 5, when you subtract, you get 3 by 4. So working with mixed fractions will be very easier. So you can subtract, you get 3 by 4. And now subtract the median from the highest. So 7 minus 5 3 by 4. So what is 7 minus 5? It is 2, and this is minus again. So subtract 3 by 4 from 2, it is 1 by 4 or 5 by 4. So after subtracting using the alligation process, we get 5 by 4 and 3 by 4. So cancelling the denominators, common denominators, so the ratio is 5:3. So instead of working out, finding the median rate, so we have used the alligation process to get the ratio of investment. The ratio got here is 5:3. So 5 parts is lended in 5% rate, 3 parts is lended in 7% rate. So what is the total investment? 8,000. So 8,000 is divided into total parts. So how many parts we have? 5 plus 3, 8 parts. So after getting the ratio, working will be simple, and getting ratio is also simple using the alligation process. So total amount is 8,000. So this is divided into 8 parts. So what is value of one part? 1,000. So here the question is, what is the amount lent in 7% rate of interest? So for 7%, how many parts we have lent? 3 parts. What is value of one part? 1,000. So what is the amount deposited in 7%? It is 3 into 1,000, 3,000. So in 7% rate, the amount deposited is 3,000. So if they ask for 5%, so it is the remaining amount in 8,000. 5,000 is the answer. So for this concept also, using the same 100 rupee concept, we have got the rate of interest, that is the median rate for both, and using the alligation process, ratio of investment is got. So whenever part of amount is invested in 2 different rates, we can find the ratio, which is very simple using the alligation process, and then accordingly we can work out. So here, so far we have seen simple interest concept, how to make the working easier using the 100 rupee method, and we have found the rate or period or sum, whichever was asked. So no need to by heart or remember any formulas here. So just working out PNR by 100, taking the sum as 100 and using the 100 rupee method, we have worked out. So we'll see the next concepts of compound interest.